Hi, doctor. How are you?
Hi, Ella.
Doctor, I think you're muted.
شكرا. أنا فعلا.
Doctor,
أيوه.
were you talking for a long time؟ حضرتك كنت muted الوقت كله.
نعم.
أنا آسف.
معلش، صوتك مش واضح.
Doctor, I was saying if you were talking for a long time, you were muted.
لا لا I wasn't. ميرسي.
Okay. مفيش أمل خالص ننزل both lectures on campus.
لسه الأمل موجود.
But do you have any idea when they will let you know or when things could change?
Just give me بس 1 minute. I'll do something and I'll come back for all of you. Yeah.
تلعبوا روك؟
Type, thank you for joining. So I'll have any questions you have, and then we might start. So, Yasin, I think you were talking. So,
I was just saying, when would we expect to have a full schedule on campus?
mean this semester or
Yes,
later on?
yes. يا رب this semester.
Well, I'm still having some hopes. I'm talking to some people, and still, يعني, still يعني, I didn't get يعني concrete answer till now. Yeah. So I hope in the upcoming 2 days I'll have some concrete answer. I believe. Yeah.
Okay, keep us updated. Thank you.
لا لا, sure, sure. Okay. Any other questions?
دكتور هو when should we be expecting the grades وهيبقى في ميك اب ولا لا؟
Well, two questions. The grades, I don't think this week, but towards the beginning of next week. Yeah. Whether there will be a makeup or not, it depends on the average of the grades. Yeah.
Okay, thank you دكتور.
Doctor, was there a lot of bonus in the exam?
Yes, there was a lot of bonus.
The question, was it like a full question or a question?
The question is on the total. Sorry, the bonus is on the total. And some questions are having some extra bonus in addition to the total. So the total mark is 120. However, some questions allows you to get even more than 120.
طب دكتور هو the exam is calculated out يعني when you calculate its percentage you have calculate out of 100 ولا 120
لا, out of 100, but you get a grade up to 120.
yeah
يعني
if you get 120
it's simple. It's simple. يعني the summation of the marks for all of the questions will constitute 120. Then when I put you the percentage, so if you get 120, this means that you will get let's say 18 out of 15. If you get 100, so you will get 15%. Okay?
يعني في 20 يعتبر بونص اصلا.
في 20 يعتبر bonus. So 20, so it's like this يا محمد.
Yeah, I got it.
So
Okay,
just 1 second. أنا عارف إنك بتحب الحاجات دي So if you get 120, you will get 17 out of 15. Okay? If you get 130, so approximately 18 out of 15. Okay?
yeah, okay. Thank you, doctor.
Okay. Any other question? And that's why, because it's from 120, that's why the exam is a little bit long. Yes. Because why? Because because the faster you are, or the better you study, then you will get over 100. Yeah. So it's the 120. I mean that there are I mean to make the exam long, to make you score a bonus. So it's a carrot. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Hi. Two things. We are approaching giving you the group project. So حبوا بعض and choose some groups between each other. If some people will not manage to be in a group, so I will put them in a group randomly. And because they can't work in such a project together. So this is number one. Number two, is so far I have two projects idea. I might be extending to one more idea. I am not sure if I do that or not, but the two project ideas are the following. The first one is very similar, very similar to Expedia, cheap flights, all such website or applications that let you reserve flights, cars, cruises, hotels, etc., etc. So this is basically the first thing. And the second thing is similar to Uber, and I chose to it يعني a funny name. So it's the name is in Arabic, so it's called ما تستناش. So it's basically very similar to Uber, yeah. Does it require QT? Yes, it does require QT, but not so complex QT. But if you opt to do the bonus, so it requires an advanced knowledge of QT. So basically, if you will do something like Uber, so the bonus part will be displaying a map and the route and stuff like this. So it will be something that is quite similar to Uber. So there will be lots of bonuses, and those bonuses are actually challenging bonuses. So they're not very easy bonus. One of them is an easy bonus, and maybe two or three of them are not easy bonuses. So to get them, you need to know QT, and you need to know lots of information in this course, actually. Yeah. And I think if you do the bonus part, I think your grade will be excellent in this project. Actually, the project will touch anything and everything you have taken in this that you will be taken in this course. So so basically anyone that does the project, I think he will score a very good marks. So Ahmed Said wanted to ask something.
Yes, can we come up with our own project ideas and then email you if it's acceptable or not?
No, 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 of course no. You need to choose one of two. So, how can I choose if you give me, so if you give me a project, and then how do I know if it is, how do I make sure that it is the same level as for everyone? Of course not, Ahmed.
Okay, thank you, doctor.
Ayman, you have some question?
Yes, doctor. I was just gonna ask. The project is out of how much percent of our final total grade?
Well, this is a good question that I will answer, and not you, but all of you will ask me this question again and again. So, I will make like what Abdul Ati has sent me on the WhatsApp. Anyways, so basically it's between 20 and 25%. And if I discover that you did so good in the project, I might increase its percentage. So I guess people who have took with me CS1, they know this part. So I have a range of percentages per each item. So if I discovered that the students did very well in the project, so I increase the percentage on the project. But the project really carries a significant item, and beyond it carries a significant item. Uh, uh, Beyond it carries a significant item, yeah, Ayman, and for all of you, uh, like I said, if you do well in the project and practice the project well, so at the end of the day, you are sure of getting a very good grade in this course. This is something I assure you of, yani, and I have, I guess, two ex-students, Muhammad Al-Mahdi and Ala, who were with me in CS1. So Muhammad Al-Mahdi, you can speak about this experience, yani. So it's better you speak better than what I speak, yani. So you can speak Muhammad Al-Mahdi or Ala. Yeah.
About the projects?
Yes. So I'm telling everyone that the one who did the project is assured to get a good grade. So you can elaborate if you want.
The final of 106 was very similar to the project, so I think it was the same. There was a big question that was nearly 35 points.
50% of the final was
Yeah,
Yes.
and it was very similar. I think it was the same to the project. I did it like the same idea of the project. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, so the project will let you practice anything and everything. And I warn you from now, please work together in the project. Don't let the project be a one-man show. So if the project is a one-man show, then the one who did the project will get a high grade, and the rest of the project team will get lower grades, yani, of course. And at the end of the day, yani, they will get a lower grade in the project. Yani. So I'll come back to you, Maya. So Muhammad Zarif, can you confirm what I'm saying or not?
Yes, doctor.
You and your friend Yusuf Omar as well.
Yeah, خلاص, we will do equal work, wallah.
All divided, doctor, don't worry.
No, but I'm worried about the two other people that will be with you. Yeah? Not for you. Not about you. The three people that will be with you. Okay, so anyways, so I am stating on two things, that you have to divide the work together. This is number one. And number two, please start with the project immediately. It's not, it's a long project, yeah, and it's different than CS1 project for whom who take. Yeah. Okay, so Maya, you want to ask something?
Yes, دكتور. بس كنت عايزة أسأل حضرتك، قلت في أول الترم لو ينفع نختار like team members from other sections. Is that possible?
Yes. Yeah,
Even
you can choose
from...
from my section or Dr. Huaida's section, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you can choose any section you want, yeah. And I don't mind about this, yeah. But at the end of the day, it's 4 members, yeah. Okay, Ayman, you want to ask something?
Yes, doctor. I have 2 questions. First of all, how many members will be in each group?
4.
4. And the second thing, so that means the other section.
or 3 يعني it's up to you يعني.
All right. So that all sections we have the same project for all sections of CS2.
Yes, for all section, yes. That's why you can choose people from other sections. So it has to be equal projects, yeah.
All right.
The same projects, I mean.
Yes, yes. Okay, thank you.
Who want to ask anything?
I have
Okay.
a question.
Yes, sir.
How do you know who worked on the project? How do you find out?
I found out two things, yeah. So it's a long story, but the direct answer is that when you do the presentation, I examine each and every one about his part. So you will say what did you do in the project. So and the other colleague, let's say Zarif, will say his part. So I will ask you about your part in the project and how did you do it. Yeah. And I
Okay.
have some other ways, yeah, and don't worry about this part. Yes.
تمام.
So Zarif, you know that I know who did work or not, yes?
Yes, doctor, yes. We know that from last semester. No need to open it up.
Yeah. And I know, and just for answering for safe, I know it in very decent way, so I don't force anyone to say anything. So I know who worked and what did he work exactly, and so yeah, I have my ways, yeah. Okay. Any last question? So once again, please group yourself and Wednesday, inshallah, we will finalize the group on in class. So we'll finalize the group in class, inshallah. Okay. So anyone that
But Doctor,
yes, Habib.
if we have a member in our team from the other section, should we send his name to you on WhatsApp or to each?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. No issue. It's, not an issue at all. Yeah, so I know who is from the other section. So okay, for you at for you at least. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you very
So
much.
actually, we are going to be the same as 106, and the same team.
Yeah, but you can't be 5. This is the issue.
No, Kareem doesn't take the course at all.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay. So today we're going to have it's going to be a little bit of a light lecture. Not very light, but it's going to be somehow a light lecture. So we'll be speaking about vectors, and we'll be speaking about how to measure algorithms efficiency and how to make sure that this algorithm is better than the other algorithms. So for vectors, I depended all on online resources, and vectors are simple, but at the end of the day, they are really an efficient data structure. So vectors, let's start. To define what's a vector. So basically, a vector is an array. So basically, a vector is an array. So basically, it's an array. Yes, this is number 1, and it's an array that that is capable to resize itself automatically. So it means that it is a dynamic array. it means that it is dynamic array. So vector is an array, and you can resize this array automatically. What do you mean by resize? It means that you can take from this vector, decrease it, shrink it, and you can extend it. So it can have 3 elements, 2 elements, 1 element, 5 elements, 6 elements, etc. And you have some functions that they are called iterators. They are called iterators. They are called iterators. So basically, those functions access specific element or elements in the vector. What does this mean? عندي حاجة اسمها iterators. أقدر إن أنا access certain element or certain elements in the vector. A vector is similar to the queue. So the queue is a vector. What's a vector? A vector is a data structure. What does it mean, a data structure? It is similar to the array, similar to the string, similar to a character, etc., etc. So you can insert into a vector, but you can insert at the end. So it's very similar to the queue that you can insert at the end. That you can insert at the end. So the vector generally may not have a maximum length. So basically, the vector can be as big as the computer memory, remaining memory allows you to do so. The syntax for the vector is as follows. So, and someone tell me, what is this? What this syntax is very similar to what?
It's a class template.
It's very similar to the class template. Thank you, Mohammed. So it's very similar to the class template. And why is it similar to the class template, ya Muhammad, since you answered?
Because in class template we used to have in the definition of class template to generate a generic class, we write syntax like that, and we enter a variable. This is called TM anything that stands for anonymous data type. And when
that's fine. Yeah. So basically, a vector can be a vector of integer. A vector can be a vector of character. So based on how you what are the elements that should be in the vector, so the vector will be according to your choice. So the vector in general, it starts with a keyword that is called vector. Starts with a keyword that is called vector. And then the data type of the vector, and then the name of the vector. Okay, and we will see how we will have access this vector, etc., etc. So iterators, what did we say about iterators? We say about iterators that they will help us to access the elements that are stored in the vector. What does this mean? So basically, if the vector is something like this, it's very similar to the array, and then those are the elements that reside in the vector. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can locate certain elements in the vector. So I have a method that is called begin. I have a method that is called begin. And it points to the first element of the vector. I have another vector that is called end, and it points at the last element of the vector. So, and I have some other functions that will do similar functionality. That will do similar functionality. Okay. We will take an example in a while. Just 1 second, and we will understand how this works. So this is called iterators. So what is basically the use of iterators? What is basically the use of iterators? The use of iterators is that it let you point to specific elements in the vector, specific elements in the vector. So they are called iterators. I have some other functions that deal with the capacity of the vector. So the size of the vector, this is one function. It returns me how many elements exist in the vector. I have max size, return the maximum number of elements in the vector. I will let you know what's the difference. The capacity, I can resize the vector. I can determine whether the vector is empty or not. I can shrink the vector to fit exactly the elements that are there in the vectors. And I can reserve or request that the vector capacity to be at least enough to contain n elements. So I reserve the vector to be 5 elements, 3 elements, 4 elements, exactly. We will take an example. Someone asks me, do we have to remember or memorize those functions? The answer is no. So I don't remember them, and you shouldn't remember them. So when you are doing your assignment or your project, and you want actually to use the vector, what do? You open c++.com, you open any website that I gave you about C++ language, and you just use the functions that exist in the vector to do the functionality. So I need a volunteer with me. So anyone volunteering, just let me know. So Yahya, you're volunteering?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, so Yahya, I know that I explained the vector theoretically, but let's go over together. Okay, so Yahya, what do you think? What do you think include vector? What do you think it means? Hash include vector.
Include the predefined class of a vector.
Yes, that's fine. That's great. So include vector. This means I will include a predefined library. I will include predefined library to be able to use the vector functionality, to be able to use the vector functionality. So let me continue with Yahya. So Yahya, if you go to this line, what do you think this line means?
This line needs.
What do you think this line means?
It's creating an object called G1 from the template vector,
Yes, from the class template vectors. And what is the data type for the vector in this side?
Integer.
Empty. That's fine. So this means that I want to create a vector that is basically an integer, and the vector name or the object name is called G1, is named G1. Okay, let's continue. For I equal 1, I less than 5, G1 dot push back. So what does it mean? What does it mean push back? Push back means I want to insert an element. I want to insert an element in the vector. So Yahya, coming back to you. You are my friend today, and always, of course, but today more. If you have this loop, so it will what are the elements that it is going to insert in the vector? Yeah.
Numbers from 1 to 5.
From 1 to 5, and it will insert them in what sequence, ya Yahya?
In the sequence of the vector, I mean from element 1 to element 5.
Great.
0 to
So as we said, the vector is a queue, similar to a queue. So basically, it will insert 1, it will insert 2, it will insert 3, it will insert 4, it will insert 5. So G1 dot push back is a function that inserts an element inside the vector, that inserts an element inside the vector. So continue with me, Yahya. So see out size G1 dot size. So what do you expect the size of the vector? The size of the vector is a function that returns how many elements in the vector. So basically, what will be the size of the vector? What will be the size of the vector?
5.
It will be 5. It will be 5. And then uh, there are some functions that returns the capacity of the vector and the maximum size. The maximum size of the vector is quite unlimited. Type. Let us ya Yahya with me. So G1 dot resize 4. So what does it mean resize 4? It means that I want to resize the vector to 4 elements and not 5 elements. So basically, I will cut which element, ya Yahya?
The last one, which is 5.
The last one, yes. And then we continue, and then we will continue this piece of code. So after I resize the vector. So basically, let's go step by step. So I resize the vector to be 4. And then what will be the size of the vector, ya Yahya?
4.
4. Then if G1.empty equal false, so the vector, does it have any elements or it doesn't have any elements? Is it empty or not?
No, not empty.
Okay. So how many elements does the vector have?
4.
4. So now the vector has 4 elements, and then if I Print if I see out the vector. So the vector will contain what elements the vector will contain? It will contain what elements? 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So with this, thank you, Yahya. With this piece of code, so basically I define the vector here. This is vector definition. Then pushback means I am inserting elements into the vector. Size returns the size of the vector. G1.empty tells me if the vector is empty or not. Once again, the vector is an array. What is the difference between the vector and array? An array, the vector can resize itself. The array is constant. So someone, yes.
لو الاري دايناميك اري مش بتريسايز اتسيلف.
لو الاري
دايناميك يعني مثلا انا كتير بتحصل معايا كنت declare a dynamic array of 3 elements مثلا وبزود لحد 7
yes.
حتى.
If it is a dynamic array, so it is similar to the vector, but vector using the vector class gives you gives you many functions يا محمد, like begin, like end. يعني instead انك انت تخترع العجله وتعمل functions بتشاور على اول element وعلى اخر element وتعرف السايز بتاع الاري, الفيكتور بيدي لك القصه دي بشكل سهل يعني. ده الهدف من وجود الفيكتور يعني.
فهمت حضرتك.
اوكي.
شكرا.
يعني الفيكتور عشان يسهل عليك حياتك ما تتعاملش مع بوينترز كتير يعني. اوكي.
شكرا.
So since you are here بقى يا محمد, خلاص continue with me. So but not now. Pushback. So pushback means I want to push something into the vector. This something can be an integer. This something can be a float. This something can be a character, etc., etc. So this is a function. This is a function that is called pushback. Pushback. There's another function that is called insert. Insert. And what does insert do? Insert means I want to insert new items to the vector at a specified location. At a specified location. Pop back, I want to remove the last element of the vector. Erase, I want to delete some elements in the vector. Clear, I want to vanish the vector. So to remove all elements. So pushback, it means I insert into the vector, but I insert at the end of the vector. Insert, I insert at specific location. Pop back means I want to remove an element from the back of the vector. Erase, I can remove a range of elements from a specified location. يعني أنا عندي vector عايز أشيل من location number 2 ل location number 5. بستعمل erase and clear. I want to remove all the vector elements. يعني هيبقى فاضي بعد كده. So those are functions. برجع وأقول في حد بيحفظ الفانكشنز دي؟ الإجابة لا. الإجابة إنك أنت لما تيجي تعمل حاجة في الفيكتور بتبص على c++.com, بتبص على geeks for geeks, بتكتب الفانكشن, بتسيرش على الفانكشن اللي أنت عايزها وبتستعملها يعني. طب في الامتحان أنا بجيب لكم في الامتحان أنا لو أنا جبت لكم اسم فانكشن زي ما عملت في الامتحان بقول لكم الفانكشن دي بتعمل ايه، فبالتالي بشرح لكم بتعمل ايه. مايا you want to say something؟
هو دلوقتي لو انا عملت clear للفيكتور بيبقى لسه الفيكتور موجود بس it's empty صح؟
It's empty yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. طيب this is a small example. So Maya, since you are here, so you can answer. So this is a vector of what data type, yeah, Maya?
Integer.
And what is the name of the vector?
Nums.
Okay. And then how many numbers do I push to the vector?
From 1 to 5 for 5.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Yeah. I mean, that's all about vectors. What's coming is what we have explained is يعني a light thing. Then we will have a serious thing now. And now we will have really a serious thing. But it's not that difficult. It's serious, but not difficult. بالعكس هنلعب كتير يعني. So يا جماعة, give me 2 minutes. I'm missing something. معلش أنا متأسف البرزنتيشن كانت تايهة بس. أوكي طيب. In this part of the lecture, I need from all of you to concentrate because يعني the first 10-15 minutes of this lecture is extremely important for the rest of the course. And in case that you don't understand, please let me know. Please, not anyone go out of this lecture without understanding this concept that I will explain now. So basically, this part of the lecture is called Introduction to Algorithm Analysis. And basically, we will have some sort of sorting algorithm. So first, what's algorithm analysis? And then what is sorting algorithm? So algorithm analysis means that you analyze the algorithm that you have built or someone else has built. So what is the algorithm? The algorithm can be one function or many functions together. But at the end of the day, it is doing something. It is doing something. And the sorting algorithm, they are basically very famous algorithm. What does they do? What do they do? Basically, they are sorting a set of numbers, They are sorting a set of numbers. So basically, if you have 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is basically sorted numbers. يعني أرقام مترتبين. What if you have 5, 7, 8, 6? So they are unsorted numbers. So there are what's so-called sorting algorithms. There are what's so-called sorting algorithms. And what do sorting algorithms do? They are basically sorting the unsorted number. يعني أرقام متلخبطة the sorting algorithm هم بتخلوها مترتبة من الأصغر فالأكبر أو من الأكبر فالأصغر. Okay, so let's go to algorithm analysis. So basically algorithm analysis means what? Means that you analyze how efficient in terms of timing this algorithm will run at. And if the algorithm is very efficient, so this means that it doesn't require time to run. I'll give you an example that I gave you at the beginning of the semester. So if you have Google Maps and then you are searching for a location at Saudi Arabia, it gives you the route to this location in يعني less than a second, of course. If you are using Google search lets you search in trillions of information in less than a second. Why is that? It is because it is built on very efficient algorithm. And in this course, you are going to design not only algorithms, but algorithms that run in a fast way. To measure the time in which the algorithm is running, we have a term that is called time complexity, time complexity. And what does time complexity means? It means that how complex this algorithm, is. And what does it mean, how complex this algorithm? It means that each algorithm has certain number of steps, and the least number of steps the algorithm is having, the more efficient it is. And to measure time complexity, to measure time complexity, it means that I will measure how complex this algorithm, how efficient this algorithm in terms of time. I use what's so-called a big O notation. And what's really big O notation? O means order. And you have a number here, or you have n. You might having n square. You might be having n cube. So I will explain what does order of one means, what is order of n square, n cube. So big O notation compares different algorithms by the number of operations, the number of steps that they are making with respect to the input size. And I repeat, with respect to the input size. Okay? So, what does it mean with respect to the input size? I will have a volunteer with me to explain to you and to explain to me what does it mean order of n and order of 1. So Muhammad, you have answered. Just let me have more volunteers. So write on the chat. So Maya, you answered. Okay. So I'll pick Zaif, my Lebanese friend. So Zaif.
Yes.
Yes. Assuming, Zaif, that we have an array. And this array contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So how many elements are there in the array, Zaif?
9 elements.
No, 2,
10, 10.
4,
Oh my,
10
yeah,
elements. 10
I was
elements.
carrying at the 0. Yeah, 10
Yes.
elements.
Yes. Assuming that we have an algorithm, we have a function that search into this 10 elements. So assuming that this function looks like this. So I am searching for an element. And assuming that this function look like this. So assuming that I have this function, assuming I have this function, okay? So it searches for an element, which is a target inside this array. And assuming I am calling, I want to search for 10. How many times how many operations does it take to search for number 10?
It's gonna
So,
go from the numbers 1 to 10, so it's gonna do 10 operations to find 10.
yes, so basically I want to search for a target, and this target is equal to 10. So basically I go to the first element. Are you 10? No, I am not 10. To the second element, are you 10? So I am not 10. And it goes till the last element. So it takes how many steps, ya Zaif, to search for 10?
It takes 10 steps.
10 steps. طيب.
Doctor, is
What?
the way مثلا we can make it مثلا في الفور لوب I equals 5 مثلا يبدأ من مكان أقرب شوية اللي احنا عايزينه.
No, but assuming that بص يا ياسين, you don't know if the 10 is the last element or the first element, so ما ينفعش تقربها له يعني. But there are some other functions يعني that is made differently that we are going to take. هينفع نقربها له, بس هينفع ازاي دي هبقى اقولها لكم يعني لما نيجي ندسكس الالجوريزمز دي. اوكي؟ طيب نرجع تاني لظريف. Assuming ظريف that I have instead of 10 I have number still 100 and my target is 100. So how many times does it take to search for the element?
It's gonna go from 1 to 100 in order to find 100, so it's gonna do 100
Okay.
operations.
Okay. And then assuming that I have an array of 1 million. So how many times will it go?
1
so
million.
it will go 1 million. That's fine. So this function, if I have 5 elements, if I have 5 numbers, then this means that n is equal to 5. If I have, this is my input. If I have an array of 100, then n equal 100. Then if I have 1 million, so n equal 1 million. And actually, how many steps does it take? It is proportional. It is proportional to the input. So if n gets bigger, so how many steps? It will be as big as n. So this means that the order or the time complexity is relative to n. So if n is the same as n, if n gets bigger, so the time complexity will increase. اشرحها بالعربي عشان ده extremely important concept. انا عندي function, الفانكشن دي بتدور لي على element جوه array. Very simple. هي بتدور ازاي؟ بتعمل لوب. طيب اللوب دي بتمشي على الفانكشن على الاري element. انت التارجت ولا مش انت التارجت؟ مش انت التارجت. لغايه ما توصل لإيليمنت هو التارجت. طيب الفانكشن دي كل ما عدد الاليمنتس في الاري يكبر كل ما انا باخد عدد ستيبس هو نفس عدد الاليمنتس بحيث ان انا الاقي اللي انا بدور عليه. يبقى ساعتها التايم كومبلكسيتي هو n. ليه؟ عشان انا باخد n numbers عشان الاقي التارجت up to n numbers. يعني الورست كيس بتاعتي n numbers. البيج O هي الورست كيس. الورست كيس هي n. يعني ايه n؟ يعني لو انا عندي array فيها مليون elements عشان ادور على elements الورست كيس بتاعتي هي ان انا اعدي في الاري دي واحد واحد لغايه مليون elements. فدي اسمها order of n. يعني ايه order of n؟ يعني انا باخد مليون ستيب، مليون اوبريشن، مليون خطوه عشان الاقي اللي انا بدور عليه. ده في الورست كيس. فدي اسمها بيج او. بيج او يعني ايه؟ يعني في الورست كيس انا باخد ان اوبريشنز عشان الاقي اللي انا بدور عليه. تمام؟ احمد انت you wanted to say something.
Yes, Dr. Ayman. So apparently this will only be true if there is ascending values, صح?
لا, why ascending values? Could be
Okay.
any values.
So if this array is mixed up and 10 is at the beginning, okay, and
Yes.
it's completely
Okay,
diverse.
okay, okay.
So I'm gonna have
Big O يا أيمن is looking at the worst case.
Okay, but the n wouldn't be the worst case at this point. N might not be the worst case. عشان
So
ممكن
in
n
the
في
best,
الأول.
so in the best case, if you are looking at 10, تمام يا أيمن, and this is the array, this is the array, and you're looking at n. So the order will be how much يا أيمن?
If the order will be.
So I'm looking for 10.
Oh yeah, the order will be 1 to the first one.
So it will be an order of 1. If it is the second element, so there is nothing called order of 2. More than 1 is n.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes. Now, yes.
Oh.
Okay.
دكتور انا ما فهمتش الحتة دي اللي هو more than one is n.
I will explain it now.
Okay, thank you.
So the time complexity is either order of 1. يعني ايه order of 1? Order of 1 means that I take one step for this function, for this algorithm. I take one step. خلاص؟ Order of n معناها كل ما السايز بتاع الاري يكبر باخد n steps. طيب n square وهديكوا example عليها. n square means what؟ طب انا مش هقول n square يعني ايه، بس لو حد فهم يعني حد يقول لي order of n square يعني ايه، واللي هيقولها هديله 2 بونص. order of n square. What does it mean؟
ان احنا يعني مثلا لو هي n ب 10 يبقى n سكوير ب 100، يبقى الستبس هتبقى مثلا لو هو الورست ستيب او البيج او في n equal 10 يبقى البيج او في n سكوير equal 100.
equal 100. This means what بالبلدي كده يا محمد؟ This means that when n gets bigger, the efficiency of the algorithms will be how many steps؟
يعني it will be bigger. يعني لو هي square يبقى square.
It will be n square. It will be n square. We will have some examples. Just let me give you some examples. Okay. So I have order of 1. I have order of log n. I have order of n. I have order of n square. I have order of n to the power of 2 to the power of n. I have n factorial, for example. Those are orders of n. Type. What does it mean n square? What does it mean n square? What does it mean n square? And what does it mean log n as well? N square means that I have a classroom of 100 students, and you give me and you give your pen to one person, and then you want the pen. So you go and ask the first student, do you have the pen? He tells you no. And then you go and ask 100 students, do you have also the pen? So each one of them will tell you yes or no. And then you go to the second student. You ask him, do you have the pen? And you go to the 100 students and you tell him, do you have the pen or not? I will explain this in C++. Okay, order of n, we have explained. What is order of log base 2 to the n? Log base 2 to the n. Log base 2 to the n. Log base 2 to the n. طيب. Log base 2 to the n. Before I explain it, yes, Ahmed?
Wouldn't log order of log n as an algorithm, wouldn't it be like bubble sort?
No, bubble sort is n square.
And what's the other one? Select sort? No, you split the
Not
algorithm
really.
in half.
I will give
for
you
the
log
number.
n, don't worry. It's one of the sorting algorithms that we will take. Yeah. Who else want to speak? Okay. I will explain order of log n, but I want to explain something. So, see this graph. See this graph. The x coordinate are the elements, and the y coordinates the operation, or the time complexity, or how much does it take to give you an output. So order of one. So if order of one, this one here, what does it tell you? It tells you that if the elements get bigger, it's order of one. You will find what you are looking for in one step. You will find what you are looking for in one step. What does order of n means? Order of n means that this is that line, if you can see it. This is this line. It means if the elements are getting bigger, the time complexity or the number of operations are getting bigger and bigger. So this means order of n. Order of n log n is bad. Order of n squared. If the elements are getting bigger, so the time complexity or the number of operation will be bigger and bigger. So if I have 10 elements here, how many operations do I take? Let's say 100. If I have 200 elements here, how many operations do I want? I want 200 operations. If I have 300 elements, how many operations I want? I want 3,000. And here we go. So n square is bad. Order of one is great. Order of log n is good. Order of n is somehow good. Order of n square is red. So if I have an algorithm that is order of n square, this means it's a bad algorithm. If I have an algorithm that is n cube, it is even worse. وهكذا. طيب, let me explain order of log n. Let me have one before it. So before it, I'm sorry. N those are the elements. So I have an array of 1 element, I have an array of 2 elements, an array of 4 elements, an array of 16 elements, and array of 16 elements, and array of 1000. So if my algorithm is order of 1, so no matter how large my n will be, so my algorithm will have one operation. My algorithm will have one operation, If I have an algorithm like the search into the array that is order of n, if I have it, so if I have an array of 1, so I will have one step to search into this algorithm. If the array is 2, so I have 2 operations or 2 steps. If my array is 4, so I have 4 operations to search for the elements. 16, so I have 16 operations. 1000, so I have 1000. What if my algorithm time complexity is n squared? If my algorithm time complexity is n squared, so it means that if my input size is 1, so I will have one operation. If my input size is 2, so I will have 4 operations. If my input size is 1000, so I will have 1,000,000 operations. يعني ايه الكلام ده بالعربي؟ الكلام ده بالعربي انا عندي algorithm. الالجوريزم متناسب مع السايز بتاع الانبوت، يعني ايه متناسب مع السايز بتاع الانبوت؟ يعني لو الالجوريزم ده هو اوردر اوف ان، يبقى في الحاله دي كل ما الانبوت سايز كبر، كل ما التايم كومبلكسيتي او عدد الاوبريشنز اللي انا باخدها هيبقى متناسب مع السايز بتاع الانبوت. لو الالجوريزم ده اوردر اوف ان سكوير، يبقى كل ما الان كبرت انا باخد ان سكوير ستيبس. لو انا عندي ان كيوب، كل ما السايز بتاع الاري او السايز بتاع الانبوت كبر، كل ما انا باخد ان كيوب ستيبس. يعني في الان كيوب، في الاوردر اوف ان كيوب، if I am having 1000 input for my algorithms, then this algorithm will take 1 billion, almost 1 billion steps to execute what is intended to execute. Do you understand يا جماعة, or should I repeat? Do you understand يا جماعة ولا should I repeat?
دكتور هو I understand but يعني مش عارف examples ل C++ تبقى n square.
لا لسه ما فيش. لا هو
دكتور
لسه
انا
انا ما
عايز اعرف
اديتكمش
بس
اكزامبل، انا عايزكم تفهموا الكونسبت بس. ثواني يا محمد، انا عايزكم تفهموا الكونسبت. احنا هناخد الجوريزم وهنحسب لها الاوردر بتاعها يا زياد. يعني انا عايزك بس تفهم كونسبت بسيط جدا، انه في الجوريزم متناسب، في الجوريزم في الجوريزم وحش ليه؟ عشان كل ما الانبوت للالجوريزم كبر التايم بيزيد. في الجوريزم كويس، كل ما الانبوت للالجوريزم ده كبر التايم ما بيزيدش كتير. ده اللي انا عايزكم تعرفوها at this step، مش اكتر. لسه ما خدناش لا سي بلس بلس ولا عرفنا بيتحسب ازاي. طيب في حاجة مهمة جدا that we will take now. It is called order of log base 2n. طيب order of log base 2n هي بتتكتب بشكل انا مش هعرف اكتبه قوي، بس هوريهولكوا على ال Explorer.
دكتور، هو أنا عندي سؤال، ممكن أسأل لغاية ما يفتح بس؟ Doctor, are you here? Oh, I think we lost.
He disconnected.
Do you hear me?
Oh, yes, your doctor.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. What I was saying that I will show you what's log n to the base of 2. How does it look like and how is it calculated? So it looks like this. So it looks like this. Log base 2n or x, whatever. Log base 2n. And what's really log base 2n? Let me explain it briefly. So, and for the rest of the course, we are going to use log base 2n a lot. So it's better to explain it now. So I'll have someone with me. he or she is not going to answer anything. He or she will help me to actually to illustrate things. So someone comes, so I don't have the thing. So so I'll pick someone. So Yusuf Omar, can you be with me for Yusuf Omar? You still here?
Yes, doctor, I'm here.
Yes, okay. Yusuf, look at this thing. This thing is called a T. This thing is called a T. And we will have 2-3 chapters that are based on T's. Anyways, regardless that it is a T. So how many nodes exist in this T? So 1, and then 2, and 1 plus 2, which is 3, plus 4, which is 7, and those numbers. So I have 15 elements, 15 nodes that exist in this tree. Type. Assuming, ya Yusuf, that you want to search for 7. So together, we start from the root of the tree. So 8, is it 7? No, it's not 7. So you go either to the left or either to the right, either to the left or either to the right. So 7 is less than 8 or more than 8, Yusuf?
Less, less than 8, doctor.
So we go to the left.
The left side.
Okay, then 7 is more than 4 or less than 4?
More than 4.
So we go to the second. Then we go to 6, and then 7 is more than 6. Is it 7? No, it's not 7. Then we go to the right because 7 is greater than 6. So, and we find 7. So in total, how many steps did we take to search for 7?
4 or 3?
3.
3.
This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So assuming that this is an array, Yusuf, assuming that this is an array, that that doesn't look like a tree. So assuming that I have an array that contains 15 elements, and I want to search of them using a for loop. So how many times do I search to search for 15 for 15? So I want to search. So I take 15 steps, right?
Yes.
And in this tree, how many steps do I take? Using this, how many steps did we take?
We took 3, doctor.
We took 3. So which is better, the one who took 3 or took 15?
3, 1.
3, of course. So the one who took 15, it is order of what, ya Yusuf? We said it's order of?
Order of n.
Order of n. What does it mean, order of n? It means when the input size gets bigger, so it is proportional to the input size. So the number of steps is proportional to the input size. Yes?
Yes.
Right. In this tree, we took only 3 steps. So it is better. Yes or no?
Yes, it's better, doctor.
Yes, it's better. Right. This is called log base 2n. And I will explain it in mathematics. So in mathematics, so thank you, Yusuf. 2 to the power of 0 is equal to 1. 2 to the power of 1 is equal to 2. 2 to the power of 3 is equal to 8. 2 to the power of 4 is equal to 16. So log base 2 for n, and if n is equal to 16, so it means that log base 2 to the n is equal to 4. يعني دي عكس الباور، عكس الباور. يعني 2 to the power of 3 is equal to 8. Then log base 2 to 8 will be equal to 3. فاهمين log base 2 to n معناتها ايه؟ اللي مش فاهم يقول لي.
دكتور انا بس متلخبط في التري اللي قبلها.
نعم.
انا متلخبط في التري.
طيب التري هنشرحها. التري هنشرحها. انا دلوقتي بشرح log base 2 to n. حد مش فاهم ازاي بتتحسب log base 2 to n؟ 2 to the power of 5 equal 32. يبقى log base 2 to n will be equal to 5. وهكذا. Okay? طيب this means log base 2 to n. log base 2 to n. تمام؟ طيب this tree contains 15 elements. We are saying that searching in this tree will take 3 steps. طب which means it is log base 2 to n. طيب so how is it calculated log base 2, how it is calculated the 3 steps? So you are giving it log base 2 15, we have 15 elements plus 1, so it will be 3. It will be 3. Log base 2 to 15 is 2 plus 1, which is equal to 3. We took 3 elements for 3 steps for searching in this tree. So order of searching in this tree is log
ازاي log base 2 ل 15 equal to
log base 2 ل 15 is equal to what?
ماشي log base 2 ل 15 is equal to 3 point
to 3. I'm sorry. أنا آسف.
هو احنا بناخد كمان اصل هو مش 3 بالظبط، هو 3 point كده يعني.
بغض النظر 3 point something is 3. So it is basically 3 steps. Log base 2 to 15, which is 3. I'm sorry, I calculated wrong. Okay. طيب what if طيب how to search in this tree? Assuming I want to search, Yasin, you are with me? Okay, I want to search for 9. طيب how to search in this tree for 9. بص يا ياسين and for everyone, اللي على يمين التري، اللي على يمين التري أكبر منها، واللي على شمالها أقل منها. خلاص؟ يعني 8 12 أكبر و4 أقل من ال8. 6 أكتر من ال8 أكتر من ال4 و2 أقل من ال4. 3 أكتر من ال2 و1 أقل من ال2 وهكذا. طيب إحنا عايزين نسيرش فور 7 يا ياسين. طيب ال8 هل هي ال7 يا ياسين؟ نعم؟ نو. طيب ال7 أصغر من ال8 ولا أكبر من ال8؟ أصغر. تمام، يبقى هروح شمال. تمام؟ ال4 أصغر من ال7 ولا أكبر؟ سوري، ال7 أكبر من ال4 ولا أصغر؟
ال7 أكبر من ال4.
يبقى هروح يمين. 6 ال7 أكبر من ال6 ولا أصغر؟
It's greater.
It's greater. يبقى هروح لليمين وهكذا. عرفت إزاي بنسيرش؟
Yes, thank you.
by the way this is a whole lecture. يعني اللي احنا خدناه في دقيقتين انا هعيده تاني في whole lecture. All what I wanted to say is the following. Order of n is bad. Order of log n is good because it takes significantly less steps. Order of 1 is the best. I take 1 step. Order of n square is bad because I take n square steps.
طب
Yes,
دكتور انا في حاجه ما فهمتهاش.
طيب ايه ما فهمتش ايه؟
انا ما فهمتش، اتلخبطت في حته اليمين وشمال، مش فاهم يعني.
اوكي طيب you want to search for 11. بنستارت من الثمانية. اوكي from 8. 11 is greater than 8 or not?
لا greater.
يبقى you go right or left?
لا right.
طيب you go 12. تمام. Then 11 is greater or less than 12?
less than يبقى شمال.
يبقى go 10. 10 11 is greater than 10 or not?
11 is greater يبقى اروح يمين. فهمت تمام.
Okay. طيب how many steps did we take till we reach
4.
11 يا محمد؟
4.
1 step.
3 sorry 3
steps. Okay. طيب this question for you. If n equal 64, how many steps do I take to search for an element into the tree?
ما هي ال 3
Order
log base 2 ل 64 تطلع تقريبا 8 تقريبا 8
8 because 2 to the power of 8 is 64. Yes. Maya, you want to say something?
Yeah, it is 6 not 8.
Yes.
6 مش 8.
6 okay whatever yeah.
هو دلوقتي
Okay.
طيب لو احنا عايزين نمنمايز النمبر اوف ستيبس ليه ما ناخدش مثلا log base 10؟ طب ما كده هتبقى معظم الحاجات بس one step until مثلا ما نعدي رقم معين.
لا يعني ليه ما تاخديش log base 10 يعني؟ لا احنا عندنا يا مايا في search algorithm خلاص. التري دي data structure زيها زي الاري خلاص. يعني دي data structure مختلفة عن الاري فاهماني؟ فالتري دي السيرشنج فيها السيرشنج فيها احسن بكتير من الاري. ليه؟ عشان انت بتسيرش سيكوينشال.
انا فاهمه مش اري، انا قصدي
ما فيش داتا ستراكشر ما فيش داتا ستراكشر بيسيرش في اوردر اوف 10 يعني ما اخترعتش يعني فاهماني؟ ما حدش اخترعها يعني. اللي اخترعوا الناس اخترعوا تري، اخترعوا حاجه اسمها جراف بس ما اخترعوش حاجه كده بتسيرش في اوردر اوف لوج بيس 10 يعني فاهماني؟
اوكي ثانك يو دكتور.
علي you want to say something?
Yes, doctor, I'm a bit confused. When I want to see how many steps it took, I should say log of 15 to the base of 2 or log of 15 to the base of 2 plus 1?
لا log to the log 15 to the base of 2.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, final thing in this lecture, and I want from you to write in the chat. So, assuming that I have a main function, and this question for all of you, whoever will get it will get a bonus. I have a main function, assuming that this main function is a function, assuming that it's a function. And no, I am answering the question. Anyways. So, for the next section, I will hide order of 1 and order of n and order of n squared. Anyways, for this function, how many steps do I take inside this function?
Only one step.
One step, which is see out hello world. So in this function, how many steps I do?
8.
8, which is
Which is
basically
n.
n. Assuming that this function take a parameter which is n. So this function take a parameter which is n. So this function, if I am searching, or if n is 1 million, so it will take inside 1 million steps. So that's why it is order of n. Type. Can someone tell me why this function is order of n square?
Because it uses
No, don't answer, Muhammad.
Sorry.
So answer. So anyone that wants to answer in the chat. So why this function is order of n square? Why this function is order of n square? And whoever answers will get 2 bonuses. So Kenzie, yes. Muhammad, yes. Abdullah, yes. Ali Isa, yes. Yes, Yusuf. Yes, Zaif. Yes, Maya. Yes, Ziad. All of you, yes. Yes, Saif. Yes, Saim. Yes, Abdul Ati. And Ala. And everyone answered. So it's because it's a nested loop. So for each element here, 0, I go for a loop. And then the next element I go for a loop. The next element I go for a loop, etc., etc. So it's n squared. So if this function, now you understand what's order of n. This function takes a size, which is n. This function takes a size. So if the input size gets bigger, so the function will be slow. Why? Because it will take n square steps. It will take n square steps. This function will take order of n. So if the input is bigger, then the function will take n steps, وهكذا. So I'm happy that you understood the order of the time complexity and the order of n. Thank you very much, and see you inshallah on Wednesday. On Wednesday we will have you have to have some groups. Thank you very much, and see you on campus on Wednesday, inshallah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor. Have a good day.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice day, doctor.
Thank you, Habib.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, Maya.
Thank you, doctor.